I'd like to assure the people that we in the band council will do our best to live by this budget and to live up to your wishes. Thank you. Any abstentions? Motion passed.
Kachalapit E. Hevos chim squish. Kalpalent and Totula. I am here to present to you the honoring and the naming of my Alesh. My Alesh is Tommy Paul. We've taken on the challenge of evoking not only long-term businesses, long-term plans, but we help to build foundation for self-government. Tommy was very instrumental in the development of that.
Well, one of the most important parts of being chief of the shishalh people for Tom Paul was what my experience in working with him. It was something of a high caliber of the way we went about our negotiations to achieve self-government. And what Tom showed in the leadership was very important because, you know, the grassroots, that's where self-government comes from, the grassroots, the mandate of the people.
I'm here to talk about one of our leaders, Tom Paul, who was a leader for a few decades in our community. He was a chief, and he was also a council member. He was a very effective leader. I thought he led by example. He helped shape our government to where it is today, our self-government agreement, building our governance, putting it in place, along with many other leaders. And then he led our community into an era where we can start developing our lands. He was a very effective chief, recognized throughout Canada.
Yeah, I remember Tom when he was chief and I was sitting in the audience asking him questions.
In that shishalh aggregate, some people are going to be working on that like 4 or 5 years saying.
Yeah, Tom was instrumental at getting our nation working. In the early days for construction aggregates, education was a big factor in his being the leader of our nation.
I think where the shishalh band is going now is just going to get better and better, because by the time, within 5 years, I think we will be fully developed. We'll have major economic developments in place. All our shishalh band members will be fully employed. You have to have a job there, have pride and self-respect.
I'd now like to call on Chief Tom Paul.
Then he also contributed in the development of our aquaculture, where he brought on programs to bring in aquaculture, and we're still doing that today in the year 2015. So Tommy's vision for all of that has just always been stupendous.
Our chief, you know, he was very instrumental in establishing the cultural programs of canoe building and bringing back that lost art and the method in boat building. You know, the canoe was a way of transporting our people of long ago, you know.
I started, this is a 6-man race canoe. Started out from about a 40-foot red cedar log. Out here is about 5 or 6 feet. I'll have to plane this down and take it down about another 4 inches to give the canoe a bend on the bottom. This is an 11-man race canoe. This is about 18 inches here, and it goes to about 22, and I think it's 26 inches there and 26 there, then it goes the same way that way again. Then you have to put the seats in, the kickers for the pullers to brace themselves with.
Tommy's participation in the community, he was always community oriented, and that's why he participated in the rebuilding of our canoes, the canoe races, and he started that in the late 80s and he continued that through the 90s.
was also responsible for bringing our youth together to go into different canoe races throughout the summer months and help train our people to become leaders in the canoe community. And I know that it's probably died off for a bit now, but he left a legacy there where I think people can follow in his footsteps.
And he was in the forefront as part of the leadership, you know, and I had great respect for him. And it was an honor to work with him too, you know, because of his style in his own special way. You know, he had a style, even though it was easygoing, but when he spoke, you know, he spoke from the heart, and it was all sincerity and the respect that we had for each other, you know, and that was the best part of it, you know. And
it was a privilege and honor to work with him because I learned a lot from him, just about how he led by example and actually listened to the community, and also how he conducted himself in meetings. He was very seldom he let his emotions get the better of him, because he was there to lead our people into an era where we are today.
Tom was a great leader. He brought us through all the trials and tribulations our band was going through, and where we are today, fighting for our land back in our litigation case.
So because Tommy had spent his whole lifetime dedicated to the development of our people, the development of our government, he continued to provide his life story, his testimony to the court case that is going to evolve fairly soon, which will be the last event that we will participate in where we will get jurisdiction of our land, we will get the rights and titles to our land.
In 1990, when we filed our claim, you know, I didn't think we'd get this far, but I'm happy for the work that the chief and the council have done. The former leaders, the former council members, you know, it's been a long struggle. We've sat in so many meetings, got so frustrated with the governments that weren't getting anywhere now. But now with the hard work of Gary and them, you know, we've advanced a step where we could be leaders in our own territory. All the decisions that will be made by our chief and our council here and our people.
We're going to be honoring Tom Paul this Saturday in our longhouse, and to me it's long overdue. He was a great leader, and now we have to pay him that respect and hold him up and lift him up and honor him for all of his years of dedicated service to our community, because I really believe he made a difference in our community.
Yes, inviting the nation to come and join us at the Longhouse on March 5th for the honoring of Phil, Joe, and Tom Paul for all their hard work for the nation. This will be a very proud moment for the families involved with the chief and council. So come out and support, please.